When you hear the word comic or comic person, usually it has a negative connotation that comes along with it. A lot of times, comics are misunderstood. I'm here today to help you in this video to understand what it takes to become a divine feminine. It only takes for you to make better choices, be conscious and aware of your actions, to be authentic, and to heal. I have a message for you at the end of the video, so make sure you watch the whole video, please. Belief in karma affects our lives in several ways. It teaches us that we must take responsibility for our lives, actions, and live responsibly. Karma is inherent in many functions of nature and in the way life goes on in our world. We often see the predominance and triumph of evil and falsehood and the defeat of truth and righteousness. Some aberrations can be explained well by the karma doctrine. Karma is a perfecting mechanism. Karma teaches valuable lessons. It teaches you how you are doing in life. It helps you take responsibility for your suffering, and it makes you live responsibly. The ideology behind a karmic matchup is twofold: to break the cycles of bad behavior from past lifetimes and to learn how to heal. At the core of all of this, the purpose of karmic relationship is to learn and grow. Guidelines to help you heal karma and to restore wholeness. First, consciously care about your present duty. Everyone has a specific duty in life. 2, be detached and be the observer. Assert your immortal self. It means while in action in a battlefield life, when the karma is pulling you down, it's difficult to keep your head above water and keep an eye on your self-realization goal, on your fulfillment. Number 3, accept all tests and challenges in life as only temporary. With karma, we have to accept, not run away. If you do so, the karma will move through faster and will not create so much damage and suffering and imprint on your mind. People often confuse karmic partners with soulmates, and they aren't the same. Karmic relationships teach you about the world and others, whereas your soulmates help you learn your self-worth. You feel good, balanced, and happy in a soulmate relationship, but in a karmic relationship, you'll always feel like something is just not right. On your twin flame journey, you may have wondered, what is the purpose of this connection? There are times when this relationship can be confusing and even frustrating. What are you to make of the constant highs and lows, intense emotions, or changing circumstances? It can be hard to know if you are on the right path when everything is intense. This relationship can certainly be challenging at times. Twin flames are the embodiment of the divine masculine and feminine. They reflect the perfect balance of these two energies within ourselves. To heal our own masculine and feminine aspects, we need to experience them in a relationship. This is why twin flames often come into our lives when we are most ready to heal. The purpose of twin flame connection is to help us awaken our divine potential and live from our hearts. I think in most twin flame relationships, the woman or feminine has spent most of her life in her masculine energy, whereas the masculine has spent much of his life in his feminine energy. Most twin flame males tend to be more sensitive and emotional than most men. Oftentimes, this may not be apparent because he may have been taught to suppress his sensitive nature his entire life since childhood. He was likely a very sensitive and emotional child growing up, but boys are often told to suck it up, be strong. So with time, he learned to suppress this side of himself. He distracted himself from his feelings The feminine, on the other hand, is often in masculine energy most of her childhood. She may have been very ambitious, opinionated, compassionate, analytical, and assertive. But people who were close to her likely encouraged her to stifle this masculine energy, to be quiet, agreeable, more sensitive, less logical. She probably had a difficult time relating to other women because of this and felt very isolated and insecure. How long should you wait for your twin flame? That special person. As someone living a life of singlehood, you would want to know, when does the forlorn wait for your soulmate or twin flame end? In reality, there's no answer to this question because nobody can tell for sure. Some people even wait a lifetime to come across their twin flame, that special person. There's one thing you should be clear about. Twin flames were a part of the same master soul. They only split at some point and went in different ways. Both souls spent time apart and gained experience over the course of many reincarnations. It's not necessary that you meet your twin flame or soulmate in one specific lifetime. So when do these souls meet? Well, there's no set time. The cosmic game of the universe is difficult to grasp. It's always conjuring up experiences that take you into a particular directions, sometimes towards your significant others, sometimes not. Stepping into your feminine leadership. Are there places in your own life where you feel particularly called, situations or issues that grab your attention? Are you able to speak up with care, concern, and compassion? Often we keep these awarenesses hidden for fear of upsetting the status quo, want to keep the peace. Those days need to be over, as we are reaching crises of epic proportions in almost all areas of society. Tune in into your breath, your body, and your heart. Let your mind settle down. Breathe deeply and slowly. Ask your heart, are there any key issues or areas you are concerned about? Are there any areas of your life, your community, family, town, or church where you feel you could make more impact? What areas, issues, or interests could you become more engaged and outspoken about? If there's one action, one issue you could give voice to, what would that be? As women, we thrive in working together, yet we often feel isolated. We don't have to do it alone anymore. What can you do to get support? Appreciate yourself for your care and concern, for being willing to be willing. You don't need to have an answer or plan, and this in and of itself can be uncomfortable. Journal your thoughts, your feelings, and your intuition. By listening to your instincts, you activate your intuitive wisdom. It will get louder when needed. Writing down these hits helps immensely. Otherwise, this guidance is easy to overlook or discount. Goddessing. When we are goddessing, we tap into our divine nature. It's an intricate art of feminine soul magic. To connect to our goddess selves and live from this awareness, we can embody our higher selves and access our essence in this way. Many women, myself included, find that due to cultural conditions and values, we habitually and unconsciously act from a masculine mode of being. Most of the time, we are not even aware of it. We are not acting from our true essence as women. It is not serving us personally or collectively. These are the characteristics of being feminine: sensuality, eclectic, spontaneous, intuitive, emotional, loving, protective, fertile, seductive, creative, collaborative, intuitive, patient, reflective, and empathetic. Spirit is asking us to bring more female essence to light, to become more nurturing, and to cultivate our inner light. This is a radiance which shines as our true inner beauty. We can use this inner light to help us when we feel small or invisible or less than. We can address that belief and also start projecting our essence, energy into the world. So when we go in public, we show up. Your magnetism can be a strength that you use to bring people and opportunities to you. Radiant and alive, you attract people and situations that you have a divine destiny to meet. Karmic debt. What goes around comes around. If you believe in karma, you might be interested to know that sometimes karma is said to transcend lifetimes. Karmic debt is just that, karma from the past lives. The good news is once you understand your own, you can take steps to balance it. Signs you have karmic debt: you experience seemingly inexplicable behaviors and patterns. Opportunities for mastery present themselves to you. You've had one or more karmic relationships. You're aware of one or more themes repeating in your life. You have karmic debt numbers. If you have 13 karmic debt number, this is associated with laziness and selfishness in a past life. You may deal with blaming others and not taking responsibility, being negative, and also being stubborn and controlling. If you have karmic debt 14, it's about abuse of freedom, whether through indulgence or dominating others. You may deal with lack of self-control, overindulgence, and commitment issues. Your karma is to develop self-discipline and vulnerability with other people. If you have karmic debt number 16, this is the most challenging and is to overcome and signifies a very strong ego in a past life as well as relationship issues. You may have had many failed relationships, difficult connecting to others, and a egotistical streak. Your karma is to be more thoughtful of others and consider how you affect them. Karma debt number 19 indicates someone who abused their power in a past life and caused people to suffer. You may be selfish or manipulative, narcissistic, and very concerned with public appearances and perceived success. Your karma in this life is to make caring for others a priority. To my ladies that's considered karmic, keep striving to be a better person, to be a better you. I'm not here to judge you. I'm here to help you. All of us, including divine feminine, tend to have, let's just say, karmic tendencies. We all are a work in progress. No one is 100% healed, so we can always strive to be better. In my opinion, we've all been a karmic, so I'm here to help guide you through the process of changing your life. Now, with that said, in closing, I would like to give a huge shout out to my ancestors, to my archangels, Michael and Gabrielle. Yes, sending mad love to my ascended masters, to the universe, to the ethers, my first love. Thank you so much for the love, for the support. Also, a shout goes out to all my subscribers, my supporters. A shout also goes out to the homeless, the sick, the poor, the elderly. I'm always praying for you guys, I promise.